गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वृषभं चर्षणीनां विश्वरूपमदाभ्यं बृहस्पतिं वरेण्यम्। ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं फलं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवि चक्षुराततम्। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः। Can everybody say Hare Ramakrishna 3 times? Om Hare Ramakrishna, Hare Ramakrishna, Hare Ramakrishna. We are in chapter 24. 31. Okay. We are in verse 31. Okay. This is the third Lord being in houses from 7th to 12th. सप्तमे सहजाधीशे राजसेवा परो नरः बाल्ये दुःखी सुखी चान्ते जायते नात्र संशयः। सप्तमे सहजाधीशे. If the third Lord is in the 7th house, Rajaseva Paro Nara, he serves the king. He serves the king meaning basically some government official or some job in the government. Balye Dukhi Sukhi Chante. Balye Dukhi. In the childhood, in the infanthood, in the childhood, he is sad. Dukhi literally means sad, but basically it means somebody who is not happy, unhappy in the childhood. Sukhi Chante. And in the end happy, meaning after growing up he becomes happier. Jayate natra samsaya. A person born like that has these qualities, there is no doubt. Okay. The third Lord is in the 7th house and he is serving the king. Why? What can you make of it? To take the 7th house of interactions of the person as Lagna, what kind of interactions does he have? From the 7th house as Lagna, who is in Lagna now? To take the 7th house as Lagna, 9th Lord is in Lagna. The 9th Lord of fortune, of Bhagya, is in the Lagna. So, what can you say about the interactions of this person? Will he have excellent interactions? Will he interact with big people, big personalities, etc. or not? That is likely. Of course, that usually happens if you are working for a king or working in a big government position. Your position may not be very big, but at least you are in charge of something big. Then there is a good chance that you will meet various people of note. So he doesn't necessarily have to be a government servant. To see whether he serves government or not, you have to look at other factors. But what this really suggests is somebody who interacts with a lot of big and fortunate kind of people. So in terms of his interactions, he meets a lot of big people. That's what you can say. And one way of saying that is Rajaseva Para. Now Balye Dukhi Sukhi Chante. Why is he not so happy in the childhood and happy at the end? What can you make of it? Second house is the house of basic childhood, the time you spend in your family as a child. So from that, the second Lord is in 6th house. Yeah, good, very good. So basically from that house, this planet of second house, second from second basically, Lord of the second from second, he is basically second house, the resources of the childhood is also shown by the third house. So that Lord is in a Dusthana from the second house, so childhood is not very pleasant. It has lot of obstacles to overcome, lot of troubles. But why is Sukhi Chante? Why is he happy in the end? Why is he happy in the end? Fire, yeah. Okay. Well, if you just take seventh house shows the marriage. If you take seventh house contains the ninth lord from it. So basically, marital life seems to be basically fine, seems to be blessed. Just based on this factor, the marital life is fine. And if you take the 10th house of karma, the actions in the society, because those are the other anchors. The lagna, first house, second house, lagna, second house, third house are one phase of life. 4th, 5th and 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. If you divide into various phases, 7th house is important because it shows marriage. If you want to throw light on the later life of the person, marriage and career, these are the two quadrants which are important. So if you take marriage from 7th house, this planet is well placed. If you take the 10th house, from the 10th house of activities in the society, it is basically the 6th lord in the 10th house. So one Athatrikona lord in another Athatrikona. So basically he has work to do, he is busy in work and he is blessed in marital life. So in all likelihood his future marriage is basically fine. Moreover, to see the overall peace of mind, happiness, comfort, what is the house? 4th house. So if you take the 4th house, this planet is the 12th lord. 12th lord in the 4th house. So one Moksha Trikona lord in another Moksha Trikona. So that is actually conducive. So the 4th from 4th is actually quite good. 4th from 4th contains the 9th lord from there. So overall he is a happy person. No big problems. The next verse is Ashtame Sahajadhishe Jatas Chauro Naro Bhavet Dasavrutyopajiri Cha Rajadvare Mrutir Bhavet. Okay, too specific. Ashtame Sahajadhishe. Ashtame in the 8th house, Sahajadhishe, the third lord. If the third lord is in the 8th house, Jataha, a native born like that, Chauro Naro Bhavet, becomes a thief. That such a person becomes a thief. The third lord in the 8th makes you a thief. Dasa Vrityopajivicha. Dasa means servant. Dasa Vritti means serving nature, serving livelihood. He makes livelihood by serving, by being a servant of other people. Dasa Vrityopajivicha. He somehow makes his living by being a servant of others. Rajadvare Mrutir Bhavet. And he dies at the Rajadvara means the door of a king. He dies at the door of a king. That is just too specific. Yeah. Okay. Now let us pass each of them. Ashtame Sahajadhishe Jagat Chauro Nadi Bhavet. Okay. In the third lord is in the 8th house. He becomes a thief. Why? Yeah, 8th house is basically easy money. Yeah. He takes initiative. All his initiative is directed at easy money. Easy money. Right? Okay. Now the thing is, 8th house is not just easy money. It is also so many other things. 8th house can be somebody who is actually, 8th house can also show workaholism. If somebody is a workaholic, the workaholism is also shown by 8th house. If somebody is a karmayogi who is always working hard, or somebody who is doing tapas in Himalayas, for example, right? That is 8th house too. So if somebody is focusing all his energy into the tapasya, that is also third lord in the 8th house. So there are obviously other things. If you see somebody having third lord in the 8th, don't say what did you steal so far in your life? Don't ask him. That will be not nice. But anyway, but one of the possibilities is he puts all his energy in planning how to get things from other people very easily. Basically 8 is the second from the 7th. 7th is other people, the people you interact with, and the second from there is their resources, their money. So 8 is basically other people's money. So his focus is on that, how to enjoy it, how to basically appropriate it. Dasavrityopajivita. He lives by serving. He lives as a servant. Why? Yeah, the third lord is in the 6th from the third house. So another area where the energy is focused is 6th house, which is basically the house of service. So he serves. He is basically it is better for him to be in service rather than be a businessman or something. So he will have to depend on service for his livelihood. And service here is not really, dasavritti is not really service in the sense of working for somebody. It is a lowly term basically like a servant, housemaid. Pardon? Well, you can see the 10th house, but if somebody is actually a servant, probably 6th house is more appropriate. But the thing is, 6th house in general shows service, but service to an electronics company or to a government is different from service to somebody as a housemaid. So dasavritti is actually hinting more at some lowly, could be housemaid or not just a job, but somewhat lowly job, saturnine kind of job. That is what it is hinting at. Yeah, dasa means servant and dasi means servant maid. Srilinga. Rajadvare Vritir Bhavet. He dies at the door of a king. That is just too specific. But what could be a justification for such a result? The third lord is in the 8th house. How can the death happen at King's Palace, at the door of a king? Certainly not lucky guy, and this should not be literally taken as he is running away and just when he is at the door of the king somebody shot him. This is not literally interpreted. What it means is, if you died at the dwara, at the door of a king, which means basically king punished you, or there was some law, litigation or something, and you were basically in trouble. Basically at the hand of the government, at the hand of king, you were not necessarily king but king's servant. At the hand, basically it suggests a possibility of punishment from king. That is what it basically suggests. Death possibly as a punishment. Now, 8th house is the house that shows the punishment that you get, the punishment and the suffering that you get as a result of your previous karma. So that is one of the meanings of the 8th house. And the third house is an important house for seeing the circumstances of death. More than from Lagna, you will see from Aro Lagna, but even from Lagna basically, the third house is important for seeing the vitality of the person and the circumstances of death. So if the Lord is in the 8th house, it may happen, the death may happen by punishment, by the punishment of the king. So it's just a possibility. But again, don't predict it. The next verse is Navame Sahajadhise Pitu Sukha Vivajyataha Sridhir Bhagyodayastasya Putradi Sukha Samyutaha. Okay. Navame Sahajadhise, if the third lord is in the 9th house, Pitu Sukha Vivajyataha. He is devoid of the happiness of father. happiness from father. So he is devoid of any paternal happiness. Why? Anyway, we will pass later, but I will give all the meanings. Sribhir bhagyodayastasya. Sribhi means through woman or through wife or wife, just wife, it's a wife. Bhagyodayastasya. His fortune will bloom because of woman, because of wife or because of relations. Putradi sukhasamyutaha. He has lot of happiness like children, etc. Now, why there is no paternal happiness? The third lord is in the ninth house. Yeah, he is Marka. From the ninth house of father, the seventh lord is in Lagna. So, for father, the Marka is in Lagna. So, father may not live for a long time. Secondly, apart from that, forget, let's say father lives for a long time in this case. Still, it shows some friction with father. Why? Because the third lord of energy, your energy, where you are focusing your energy, is a ninth house. When will you focus all your energy on your father? There is some problem. Then you are focusing your energy on father. Otherwise, you are not supposed to focus your. There are certain areas, if you focus your energy on them, it shows those areas are prospering. And there are certain areas where if you are focusing your energy on those areas, it means there is a problem, because those are the areas where you are not supposed to really, you are not expected to spend a lot of energy. There are certain areas where you spend all your energy, and certain areas where you just enjoy. No energy spent, no initiative to be exerted. So there is some problem with the father. There is some friction with the father. That is what it means. So either father doesn't live for a long time, or there is some friction with the father. So those are the possibilities. So obviously he will say Pitu Sukhavarjitaha. There is no happiness from father. Now, why Bhagyodaya through Stri? Why marriage or relationship bring a bloom of his fortune? Why? Is there any way to justify? Yeah? If you take the seventh house, okay, taking ninth house as Lagna to see what kind of fortune, seventh lord is in Lagna. So fortune can be through relationship, right? So his fortune may bloom through relationship. After marriage, he may become a millionaire, something like that. Putradi sukha samyutaha. Putradi sukha samyutaha. He is fortunate with children. He is very happy with children. He has comforts like children, etc. Now, why luck with respect to children? What is happening to the fifth house here? Trine from fifth house. He is the 11th lord. 11th lord in a trine aspecting the 11th house. So 11th is really fortified. 11th is fulfillment of all desires. So relating to children, relating to fifth house. So all his desires with respect to his children are fulfilled. And he is fortunate with respect to children, because fifth from children. 50 is Purva Punya. So this planet is showing some Purva Punya with respect to children and giving a fulfillment of all desires with respect to children. So it means he is very happy with the children, right? Okay. Yes. Swami? Oh yeah. There are tens of other results you can give. He may interact a lot with people on dharma matters, right? Seventh lord from ninth is in ninth. Taking ninth as Lagna, seventh lord is in Lagna. So he may interact a lot on dharmic matters. He may be somebody in charge of a dharmic institution, and he may interact a lot with people on the matter relating to a temple or relating to a matha, mutt or pitha or something, right? Or a religious organization. So many different results can be given. But the bottom line is these are some guidelines. Parasara only gives some guidelines. He gives 2 or 3 results for each house, and he tries to cover various areas of interpretation, various ways in which you can think, so that your thinking expands. That's the only idea. This is not meant to be a guide, a set of thumb rules that you refer to for giving predictions. It's not something to code in Jagannath Hora so that you generate predictions automatically. दशमे सहजाधीशे जातः सर्वसुखान्वितः
स्वभुजार्जितवित्तश्च दुष्टस्त्रीभरणे रतः दशमे सहजादीशे जातः
one who is born with the third lord in the 10th house. He has sarvasukhanvitah. He has all kinds of comforts. He is accompanied by all kinds of comforts on earth. Svabhujarjita vittasya means one who has vitta means money. Svabhuja ajita vittasya. Svabhuja means own shoulders. Ajita means Svabhujarjita, earned. Vitta means one who has earned money through his own shoulders. It means basically his own effort. One who basically a self-made man. He is a self-made man. He will have all kinds of comfort. He is a self-made man and Dushtastri bharane rataha. Dushtastri means evil woman. Bharane rataha. Bharana means spending time with them, giving money to them. So basically he has a troop of evil women. Rataha means interested in. So he is interested in spending time with evil women. Okay. Now let us pass each of them. If the third lord is in the 10th house, he has all kinds of comfort. Why? Why comfort? He is aspecting the 4th house of comfort and he is the lord of 12th house from it, spending on comfort. Third is important for comfort from the point of view of spending on it, your expenditure on comfort. So third lord is in a quadrant from the 4th house and aspecting 4th house. So it doesn't necessarily mean he enjoys all his comforts. He enjoys a lot of comfort. That's not what it means. Even though what Parashara said can be interpreted in 100 ways, my take on this is, this particular case, he's not somebody who is actually in happiness always, he's happy, excited. But he spends a lot of money to get the latest car, latest this, latest that, latest TV, latest refrigerator, latest washing machine. It may or may not enrich his life, but he spends a lot of money on comfort. Now, Svabhujarjita vittasya, why is he a self-made man? Right. Third house is the house of initiative and the lord of initiative is in his career. So he is basically putting a lot of energy and initiative into his career. If he is somebody who actually inherited something from father or mother or uncle or somebody or grandfather or somebody, would he actually have to spend so much energy in his career? Mostly not, but it's not ruled out. But mostly not. So for that reason, mostly he is a self-made man. But it's not. There is no guarantee. It's basically somebody driven. Another thing is taking the 10th house of Lagna. The 6th lord is in Lagna. So as far as the accomplishments of this person are concerned, he has to deal with lot of obstacles to. He has to overcome lot of obstacles before he achieves things. So that also again suggests somebody who has obstacles and he overcomes them and he finally gets something accomplished and he puts so much energy into what he does. So all these suggest somebody who is self-made, who did not start with a lot and who basically made some name, who achieved something and who spends a lot of money on comforts, etc. Now, the last thing is a googly. Dushtastri bharane rataha. He basically encourages evil women and he is interested in entertaining evil women. Why? Why should he entertain evil women? Where are the relations seen from? 7th house shows in general your relations, who you interact with. Okay? Yeah, that is too specific. But the thing is, let us forget that. Now let's see what kind of interactions he had. Is it possible that he will have this kind of interaction? Now taking the 7th house of Lagna, what do we have? The 9th lord in the 4th house. So the 9th lord is in the 4th house. So 9th lord, is the 9th house fortified or is it weak? Right. If you take the 9th house from 7th as Lagna, the lord is in the 8th house. So basically, lord is in the 8th house, right? So dharma, you can also say third lord is simply in the 8th from 3rd. So third house is, forget all this result. In general you can say third lord is in 8th from 3rd. So lord of any house in the 8th from it can actually ruin it. On the other hand, you can also give hard work relating to it. So third lord shows initiative. So if you interpret third lord to mean initiative, the lord being in the 8th from it is not bad, because you are talking about a dusthana or a not so auspicious sthana. So the lord is again in a bad house from it. So you are working hard on your initiative. So you not only have an initiative, you are pursuing it hard. So that is not a bad thing. But when I talk in the context of 9th house, if I consider that house as 9th house from something, from whatever, the 9th lord, in that context of 9th house, the lord being in the 8th house becomes a very evil thing. So what is it 9th house from? From 7th house of interaction. So the 9th house from the 7th house shows the dharma followed in interacting with people. The dharma followed in relationships. So from that point of view, the lord is in the 8th house. He ruins the dharma. So he is somewhat adharmic in his relationship. So he may interact with adharmic people, or he may interact in an adharmic way with people. So there is something adharmic about his interaction. That's the bottom line. That has been said very specifically as he entertains evil women. He is interested in entertaining evil women. Because 7th house is normally taken as interacting with women, but it's not necessarily women. It can be business interaction also. Okay? So the bottom line is, he can entertain adharmic interactions with people, adharmic affairs or adharmic relationships. So that is the bottom line. Okay? No, we are not. He didn't say he is evil also. But if he is interacting, if he is entertaining evil people and having a business with them, at least when it comes to in relationships, he is not being dharmic, he is dharmic. So it's basically adharma from the 7th house point of view. Okay? Okay. So we have finished that. Now next verse. लाभगे सहजाधीशे व्यापारे लाभवान् सदा विद्याहीनोऽपि मेधावी साहसी परसेवकः. लाभगे सहजाधीशे. If the third lord is in the 11th house, vyapare labhavan sada, he is very profitable in business, in trading, in business, commerce. He is very successful in business. Vidyahinopi medhavi. Despite not being well educated, he is extremely intelligent. Medhavi means very brilliant. Despite being uneducated, he is intelligent and brilliant. Sahasi parasevakaha. He is very bold, parasevakaha. And also he will serve others. Okay. Now let us pass each of these phrases. Labhage sahajadise vyapare labhavan sada. That is the easier part. If the third lord is in the 11th house, one kamatrikona lord is in another kamatrikona. Third is the starting kamatrikona, which shows the seed of the desire. The initiative and drive to do things. And the 11th is fulfilling all your desires. That's final gain, profit, accomplishment of your desires. Now, third lord in the 11th is definitely very good for kamatrikona. Shows getting all your desires fulfilled. So that from that point of view, he is somebody with lot of drive and initiative, and he pursues it, and he is successful. So all his business is very successful. Will he have a business? Very likely, because A3 is in 7th house. So it's very likely that he will be a businessman. Now he will be very successful in that business. He will get great profit. That is the easier part. Next part is Vidyahinopi Medhavi. Despite being uneducated, he is brilliant. Why? For me? Yeah, from the 4th house, the 12th lord is in the 8th house. Yeah? Yes, yes. First let us focus on 4th house. From 4th house he is not well placed. He is in the 8th house. He is the 12th lord in the 8th house. So he gives break in the education or something like that. So he may not give great education. But since from the 5th house is the 11th lord, in the 7th house, in a quadrant, and accepting it. Okay, so that is obviously from the point of view of 5th house, which is intelligence and judgment. He has excellent judgment and excellent intelligence. So he is very intelligent, but he may not be that educated. 4th house is weak, but 5th house is strong. From the point of view of this planet, you have to look at 4th lord, 5th lord, who is in 4th, who is in 5th, so many things. But just based on this particular factor, you can say he is intelligent but not necessarily educated. Now Sahasi, why is he brave? Well, the 3rd lord of bravery is in 9th from it. So there is any house lord in the 9th from the house blesses the house. He is fortunate with respect to that house. And 3rd house is the house of initiative, drive, bravery, boldness. So he is a very bold person. Parasevakaha. Parasevakaha means, literally it means one who serves others. After saying he will be very successful in business, etc., does it make sense to suggest that he is actually in service? He is serving others? Not in that context. Not in the context of earning his livelihood. He is not somebody who will serve others for earning his livelihood, but he is somebody who will generally who has an attitude of service. He is a successful businessman, business magnate, but he goes around and serves people. If there is a big party, he basically makes arrangements. If there is a big function at the temple, he may go and he may be a volunteer. He may do all the volunteer work and arrange things like that basically. Somebody who uses his initiative to help people, to serve people, to make people happy, to make people overcome their obstacles. Why? How can you say that? 6th house is the house of service, and of course 10th house is the house of accomplishment in the society. If you take the 10th house of the work that he gets done in the society, from the 10th house, the 6th lord is in the 2nd house. So being the 6th lord from 10th, this is basically, this shows activities in the society of the nature of overcoming some obstacles, serving others, etc. That kind of accomplishment. And being in the 2nd house, he uses that planet as the resource for his 10th house, for his karma. So basically, what it means is he can overcome some obstacles and he can create the resources for other people. So this is part of his accomplishment in the society. So we are doing this analysis from the 10th house, not from Lagna. So this is not somebody who is serving others for his livelihood, but he is serving others and it looks good basically on his resume, or not necessarily resume, but he serves others and it looks like an accomplishment that he is serving others. It's not a serving others to get your livelihood, to sustain yourself. When the last verse is Jayasthe Sahajadhishe Jayasthe Sahajadhishe Kukarye Jayakrujjanah Jayasthe Sahajadhishe Kukarye Jayakrujjanah Pitarasya Bhavet Krurah Sribhir Bhagyodayas Tatha. Jayasthe Sahajadhishe. If the 3rd lord is in the 12th house, Kukarye Jayakrujjanah. Such a person spends a lot of money on bad things, evil things. On bad work he spends a lot of money. Pitarasya bhavet kruraha. His father will be cruel. Sribhir bhagyodaya tatha. Also, his bhagyodaya, his fortune will bloom through women. So relationship survives. Okay? Okay, now let us pass this.
Jayasthe sahajadhishe
Kukarye Vekhrujjana. Why does he spend lot of money on evil things? Hmm.
12th house is expense, so planets in the 12th can give expenses.
But why is it relating to an evil work or bad work, not a good work? Well, that is definitely true. Yeah, third is considered a malefic house. Specifically, if you are looking at the house of dharma, if you want to see the dharma the person upholds, that is ninth house. Third is marka for me, not only marka for father, but marka for dharma also. So if you look from that point of view, so another meaning of third house has been given here. One meaning he hasn't touched until now in all the verses. Third is also the fall of dharma. So from that point of view, the lord of that house being in that world, basically he spends money on dharmic things. He spends money on things that make his dharma fall.
Kukarye Vekhrujjana.
Pita tasya bhavet kruraha. Father is cruel. Why? What did the father do? For me? Yes, ninth house represents father, yes. So from ninth house, the seventh lord is in the fourth house. So what does it show?
Why does it show cruelty?
Yeah, so? And from seventh house to ninth house is her mother, her father. So what? So what? If you want A3 will be in the sixth house, right? But why do you want it? Okay, if you take 10th house for father, then what? It's not malefic. It's just sixth lord in the third house. Right. That is a good point. If you take the 10th house for father, it's from the 9th house. It is basically the 7th house from the 4th house of mother, the husband of mother. If you do that, if you take the 10th house for father, then the 6th lord is in the 3rd house. And if 6th lord is in the 3rd house, it's not necessarily cruelty, but it's somebody who's an aggressive person, somebody who's an achiever, somebody who can be ruthless. 6th lord is cold in nature and ruthless. So coldness and ruthlessness has been suggested. Very good.
Next thing is the last point to explain.
Sribhir bhagyodayasthatha is going to be blooming of fortune through women. Why? Fine. This is probably a different kind of result than what was mentioned earlier as Sribhir bhagyodayasthatha.
The same result was mentioned, I think, for this house. Which house? There was one house for which, yeah, the 3rd lord in the 9th house.
The same result was given, but there it was different. But here I believe even though the words used are different, the context and the actual interpretation is different. Here, if you take the 9th house of fortune as Lagna, the 7th lord is in 4th house, right? So this particular planet who shows the initiative of the person, this is also, he also shows, the same planet shows interaction with other people for fortune.
7th house from 9th house is interacting with other people for one's fortune, to promote oneself, to promote one's fortune, right? Now that planet is in the, from Lagna he is in the 12th house of pleasures in bed. The planet is in the 12th house of pleasures in bed. So the planet who shows the initiative of the person and the planet who shows interacting with others for fortune, being in the house of pleasures in bed, this can be somebody who is of a loose character, who will sleep with other people to promote himself, to establish a relationship which will promote his fortune. By the way, this planet has Argala on the 9th house also, this planet in the 12th house. So this can be somebody who will promote himself, promote his fortune by using relationships. Now this is not necessarily a case of fortune after marriage, like in the case of the other combination, third lord in 9. This may just be somebody of a loose character who just uses his body for advancing his fortune, to advance himself. So with that we will end Parashara for today, and if you can log in we will take some charts. We will restart.